Welcome back to our series on reclaiming your privacy here on Switched to Linux. Today we will be discussing Shoppers Club cards. You know, that card that will save you extra money on nearly every purchase you make at the grocery store. How could these really be dangerous? Well, buckle up for an interesting ride. I must confess that while I am very hot on this topic, I was a bit apprehensive to write this video. I have my favorite article, which has been highlighted in this series a few times already. King County using customer grocery store data to target pet owners, send licensing notices. I did not know if I would find other examples of problems with these cards or not. Then I did a simple search on Start Page and was greeted by many articles, including peer-reviewed research digging deeper into the topic than I could even imagine. So let's have a look together at Shoppers Club cards to see if you will want to keep using them. In this video, we will look at how these programs work and then some common pros to the cards, but then the serious downfalls of using them. I will conclude by explaining the state of shopping cards in my town and how I get the same prices without compromising my personal data. How does it work? The best analysis for how these Shopper Clubs programs work is found on some research for a now defunct Customers Against Supermarket Privacy Invasion and Numbering site. The article is available on the Internet Archive and it gives us an excellent overview of the programs. To summarize, the grocery stores wanted to figure out who were the most profitable customers and what they did buy. The original plan, being instituted way before the digital revolution, was not as concerned with the private details of customers, but rather linking the most profitable people with the products they bought. This allowed the store to see which products were successful and which were not, relative to the people who spent the most money. With this data in hand, the store would be able to figure out how to market to those people specifically, and they did so by analyzing the data captured per order. The method was a success, but it would cost the store something to start collecting the data, so they increased the price of all products well above the MSRP, or manufacturer's suggested retail price, and then offered the people who signed up for the program a price closer to the MSRP, but those who did not participate paid a higher fee for all of the products. The store made more money because they were selling products for higher than they were before the programs started. Around this time, NBC 10 took a shopping trip to 6 local stores, 3 with and 3 without club cards. The result was the stores without Shoppers Club cards for the exact products by brand averaged $22.14 cheaper than those stores with the cards. So shopping at a store with a card is generally more expensive. I can concur, as I have experience with this trend more recently than our 2003 report here. I received a coupon for $5 off a $25 or higher order at the local giant grocery store. It was close by where I was going to be, and I had a shopping list, so I figured, just go there. Why not? When I left the store, even using the shopper's card belonging to a customer in line, and with the coupon in hand, I paid about $8 more for the exact products than if I went to my usual supermarket, and my total order only came to $35. The bottom line, stores that follow this model for Shoppers Club cards are more expensive than alternatives. The possible pros. I only see a few possible benefits of cards overall. Lower cost of groceries? Well, maybe. Discounts on gas? Well, since most of the stores have connections to at least one gasoline company or another, that's possible. But I want to talk about this article from the Denver Post, which provides some positive potential benefit, well, at least on the surface. In the article, Shopper Card Data Traced for Other Uses, way back in 2010, the case was made that the card data should be used to warn people about a recall. Costco says that the store can send out 500,000 phone calls in an hour to warn of a dangerous product recall. The store also follows up with a letter to warn specific people about product recalls, and even the privacy advocates are okay with this use of data. One customer said, I found it to be a little creepy that they remembered everything I ever bought from them, but I guess it is useful service. Still, it is like any other data. It's nice if it's used for you, but it's always scary to think how it is used against you. We will talk about why I consider this recall notice a farce as well in our last section, but for now, we want to talk about how these cards are used against us. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. The Association for Consumer Research published an article called Trading Secrets for Savings: How Concerned Are Customers About Club Cards as a Privacy Threat? In this article, the author suggests that the people are not concerned about privacy data. I agree. We are not, but we should be. I read this study and found it lacking. They conducted 2 experiments. The first had, and I kid you not, 8 participants. Yes, 8. And that was taken to a publisher who actually published the article. The other rose to the number of 114, all from the same store. The study was not well conducted, but neither was it relevant. We are not concerned, but we should be. We already talked about the case in King County where specific people were issued warnings from the local government based merely on the items they had purchased from the grocery store. Of course, the store said they did not give out our personally identifiable information, but that does not agree with the testimony of the firm that put together the list for the county. No matter how it happened, real people were threatened by their government because they scanned a card at the supermarket, and that should give us all pause. But that was not the only case from King County. In 2005, a firefighter named Philip Lyons was arrested for attempted arson when they found a fire starter purchased from Safeway in the pile of evidence. They reached out to Safeway, who gave them access to his purchase records, and they found that he bought one such fire starter. All charges were dropped against Lyons, however, when another man confessed to the crime. To this day, no warrant for Shoppers Club data was ever presented. Consumer Affairs details this story among others. GNC card data was sold to an unrelated company by taking advantage of a loophole in the privacy policy. It was sold by an executive working for the company. The data was finally and ultimately published to a website. Other data leaks occur because of faulty security either by the store itself or by the companies that manage their reward programs. This occurred in 2004 when the security advisor to one such company built a backdoor into their clients' customer records to sell the data as a side hustle. A year later, a security vulnerability linked to a payment processor leaked 40 million records of store rewards data and credit card information. These cases of leaked data and corrupt employees are just the start of the problem. Even when the programs work as they're supposed to, we open ourselves up to more monitoring than we should. If, for some reason, these stores created an affiliation with an interested company, our data is freely able to be handed over. We agreed to it. We may share information with affiliated companies or third parties as necessary to fulfill your online grocery store order or requests for service as necessary to obtain payment for products and services we offer. Third parties with whom we share information to assist in completing orders do not have the right to use the personal information provided them beyond what is necessary to complete the order. We also use this information to contact you if you have won a contest or sweepstakes. Safeway may use this information to give you personally tailored coupons, offers, or other information which may be provided to Safeway by other companies. This is just like every other privacy policy on these cards. Sure, the data will only be used for what will complete the order. That's exactly how Cambridge Analytica happened, by the way. What if the partnerships led to the health insurance company gaining access to your data for purchasing habits? What will they do if you buy cigarettes or alcohol? Will your rates suddenly go up? What if your employer sees you buying an excessive amount of donuts? Are they one of the many companies issuing health checkups? Ultimately, the risk is too high to worry about our entire purchase history being on a single database that could be lost, stolen, abused, or even used against us in seemingly legitimate purposes. There is indeed danger to using these cards. Analyzing shopping in my town. My town is likely not a lot different from yours. You may have more options or fewer, but if you look around, there are probably more grocery stores than you realize. We have 4 grocery brands, and too many stores in total. We have 2 Giant stores, 3 Weis Markets, 2 Walmarts, and a Wegmans. We also have Trader Joe's and a few other odds and ends downtown where I rarely ever venture. As for the 4 stores, we have 2 that are traditional Shoppers Card stores, those being Giant and Weis. Wegmans has a Shopper Card program, but they do not jack up the prices, only to bring down prices on a few select items. When they have a card discount, it is actually a discount. Walmart has the best overall prices, but I do not like putting things in my mouth that I buy from Wally World, so I rarely pick up groceries there. Of the 3 remaining stores, Wegmans has the overall lowest prices on nearly everything. Whether I need fresh vegetables or boxed pasta, Wegmans is the lowest price for the same products. When I do find something that is on sale with the card, the front-end manager has a card available, so I can scan it to get the discount without giving them my information. Wegmans does not have a gas discount deal that I'm aware of. Weis overall has the highest prices in my town, with about half their store discounted with a club card if you buy enough food for an entire family at once. Overall, the prices are very high, and even the savings is more expensive than Wegmans or Walmart. They do have the cards at the register, so I can use the store card to get whatever discount they do have. I only shop at Weis when I need 1 or 2 things they generally have cheaper, or when I'm just in the need of one item as it's closer to where I live. Giant also has high prices, but the discounts with the card are a little better than Weis, but even if everything I buy is on sale with a card, I still spend more than I do at Wegmans. In addition to this, the last few months, they will no longer scan a store card for you. So if you want the discounts, you will either need to use someone else's card or get one yourself. I see this as a heavy-handed forcing of giving up private data in exchange for mediocre prices at the grocery store. So I will probably never step foot into a Giant again unless I hear that they have reversed this policy. Yes, I do truly vote with my wallet, and I hope that you do as well. Solutions. First, let's address the possible pros we listed above. The savings are not really savings. If you have multiple stores in your town, do a little price comparison. I can confirm in 2019 what NBC did in 2003. Stores with shopper cards are more expensive. Savings is a myth, even when they circle the amount you saved on the bottom of the receipt. Next, the real issue of recalls. I can understand the importance of this, but recalls are very public and very rare. This means if there is a food recall, we have the opportunity to hear about it on the news, online, in ads, and stores are generally required to list recalls by the door. Since we need to replenish our food stocks regularly, we will see the recall notices if we simply pay attention to the board entering the store. We do not need a personal letter and a phone call. That is why I call this option a farce. So how do I get the same prices at the store without compromising my data? Well, it's very simple. Number 1, I find the stores with the best overall prices without the cards, and I shop there as a priority, even if it means going a little out of my way. Number 2, I only shop at stores that will scan a store card for you, so I can still get the discounts without giving up my information. And number 3, pay cash so they cannot create a profile on you based on the personal identification in your card. Did you know that when you scan your card, they do get real information about you? And if you're using a card, whether a debit card or a credit card, with your Shoppers Club card, they will prioritize that data so they actually do know who you are. So pay cash at the grocery store. Never give up your data for a few dollars. If you find yourself in a place with very limited options and you have explored every avenue, get the card and use a fake name, email address, and other information, and make sure you're always paying cash. It is worth the privacy that you will keep. So did I miss anything in my discussion on Shoppers Club cards? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.